direct the Squire Office of Policy Research, and I would like to call to your attention one of the resources that is available to every member of NCTE. 4 times a year you receive the Council Chronicle, which is the publication that goes to every member. And within that, there are research briefs, and I would like to remind us that research is one of the ways that we can both understand better and support teacher collaboration. Research has a great deal to tell us. One of the things that it tells us is that alignment is very important, and by that I don't mean the alignment of learning goals with learning materials, although that's an important kind too. I'm talking about alignment of engagement and the other things that were on that screen. It also means a connection to something larger, something beyond what the individual teacher is concerned about, but a shared goal that extends across time and across the whole school. It also means alignment through coordination. Coordination of perspectives does not mean that everybody has to agree, but it means being able to hear what everybody has to say, and at the same time to share resources, to recognize that there are common problems in teaching that can be addressed by sharing ideas as teachers work together to move away from that model of the isolated teacher who closes the door. And in that process, one of the things that happens is that teachers begin to recognize that sort of talent and tacit knowledge that often remains invisible. It's like the iceberg under the surface of what we do. I'm making collaboration sound easy, and of course it's not. There are obstacles, and one of the big obstacles is when it's the top-down model, when it's the administrator saying you will collaborate. At the same time, there are things that can support collaboration among teachers, and one of those is new media, because it can really remove some of the constraints of time, and I was delighted to hear about the encouragement to use Twitter and so forth. Another thing that it does is to offer a record that one can go back to. It provides easier resources online or easier access to those, and in the process, it helps teachers to begin to close that gap between research and practice. Online communities, of course, need support, and part of that is just the technology training. Those of us who are not as, or those of you who are not as comfortable on Twitter say. It also means having technology support, but beyond that, when we think about collaboration, we're really talking about something very complicated that is layered, and one of those layers is the layer of instruction itself and the kind of support that it needs. Among those things are things like the materials of teaching, the books, the equipment, and so forth, the places where teachers can actually get together and meet, the occasions for professional development. Those are sort of the most visible forms of support. A slightly less visible form is instructional support, the common planning period that's already been talked about, developing a common language about instruction in the school, and having data available. How did those kids do on tests? The most important, however, is often the least visible, the kind of support that is provided by the organizational conditions of a school, of a district. This is something that I think we don't talk about enough. It means things like having a shared vision so that everybody is agreeing. What is it that we want all of our students to be able to do? What do we want the community to think about this school 5 years from now, or even a year from now? How do we, remember that word alignment, how do we want to align the goals and the resources that we have? If we say that academics are important, then why are we giving all the money to the sports teams? Let's be sure that we're aligning things. Let's be sure, if we say that it's important for all students to succeed, that we are making sure that our best teachers are working with those students who have the greatest need, so that there is an alignment between those goals and the human resources. Finally, it's a matter of creating an environment where the kind of positive, supportive community can develop, and this evolves out of a whole set of organizational structures that develop affirmation and visibility for all of the concerns that people in the school will have, and finally, respect that is generated across the whole school. So the takeaway message here is that the most important things are the ones that are least visible in terms of support. Thank you.